Hi, so this is an introduction to Desmos, and right now what we're looking at is Desmos through kind of a student's view. So this is an example of a page that would have students interact with some type of text box, so there would be asked to type and answer. So I am typing, and then once the students finish typing, they can share their response with the class, and if the teacher wants to set it up this way, then the student could see 3 responses from their classmates down here once they submit their response. Moving on, there's also whiteboards that students can interact with in more various ways. So students can have the option to draw with a pencil, draw straight lines, type text, or type math. They can move it around. They can say, I don't like green, let's make it blue, and let's make it big. So a lot of different ways that students can interact with this whiteboard. You can also give students the opportunity to type in text boxes that take math instead of words. So here students can use their keyboard to type, or they can use this function down here. So let's say they wanted to make the absolute value of a fraction 3/2, they can do that. The text box will also pop out an approximate value unless there's a variable, in which case it won't do that. You also have the opportunity to use a built-in calculator. So clicking up here, we can see that there's a scientific calculator. Earlier, I wanted to find out what 7 times 3 is, and it gave me 21. But if I also wanted to know what the square root of 3 is, I can do that too, or the square root of pi. I can figure that out. It's a really cool scientific calculator right here. And let's say on this page that my answer is 4, right? It also gives students the opportunity to view feedback from teachers. So if you noticed up here, there's this little message button with a 1. That means that I have feedback. So if I click on it, I see that my feedback says nice drawing. But since it says screen 2, I know that this feedback is meant for screen 2. So clicking here will take me back to this whiteboard, and I'll see, my teacher liked my drawing. That's excellent. Students also have the option of using geometric shapes. So here, the students can kind of move these shapes around to kind of see the properties of areas of shapes, right? And there's also, you can make it so that students might make their own shapes and whatnot, right? So they can build circles, change the size, a whole bunch of different things. They can make angles if they want, right? So, and this is, the teachers can control what students can and can't do. So that's nice. And you could also have different features here. So here I not only have the geometry page, but I also have multiple choice buttons here. So you can combine features on the same page. Here we have a graphing calculator, and I have it set up so that students can manipulate these constants in a formula to see how it affects the graph, which is kind of nice. And you could also make it so that there's nothing here, and then students can just type in their own function if they wanted to. Let's say they wanted to type in a quadratic, they totally can. Moving on, teachers can also make games. So here I have these balls, and the goal is to collect the stars. So if I click launch, you'll see the balls fall and collect nothing. But then if I type in a function, that, and then I wanted to launch the balls, then I'll have collected the stars. So it's a good way to teach students about graphing and how manipulating constants can affect the graph. So yeah, that's kind of a brief overview of the student side of Desmos. Let me quickly show you what teachers see. So here is a tab showing kind of the teacher view. So up here on the top, we see all of the slides in the lesson. And then you'll notice that there's these 2 little boxes. These boxes right here are showing the students in the class and what page they are currently on. So we have 2 students in Desmos right now. One student is on page 1, one student is on page 8. And we can see the list of students right here. These are both me, right? But I've anonymized them. And when you click the anonymize button, it changes the names to the names of famous mathematicians, which is kind of fun. You could use this anonymize button if you wanted to maybe share this page with the class, and that way you don't kind of out anybody, but the whole class can kind of see where everyone's at. I also see that this student, Alicia, has completed every single slide, and this student, Cynthia, hasn't done anything. I can click on each slide to kind of see an overview of what's been done. Or I can do it in, so I can kind of see an overview of what's been done. And then I can click on anything I want and leave feedback for the student. Excellent work. And then when I do that, the student will see the feedback pop up on their screen immediately. I can also kind of paste the lesson if I wanted to. Let's say I wanted everyone to be on page 1. Then I would restrict to page 1. And then when I do that, it forces all the students in the class to go to page 1. And then I can paste it and open up new pages as we go. And then stop pasting whenever I want. So that's kind of the controls that teachers have. If you can sync Desmos with your Google Classroom, and then when you do that on the summary page, you'll see your entire list of students from your Google Classroom. You'll be able to see the students who haven't logged into the activity at all, and the students who have logged in. And then of those students who have logged in, you'll be able to see what page they're on, assuming that they're on at the time you're looking. So yeah, there you go. That's Desmos. Thanks so much.